look it up, but it just felt like it. Felt like they're always in first place. Head-to-head, of course, Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes had a meeting, said, hey, which one of us wants to win the regular season? Which one wants to win the postseason? And Mahomes says, I'll take the postseason. Coach, who is this a must-win for?
Yeah, this is definitely a must-win for Allen. So the Bills have only beaten one team with a 500 record. We talked about that last segment, how poor their opponents have been. He's got 4 picks this year versus 6 last year. He's got 4 fumbles this year versus 5 fumbles last year. And he's reaching those numbers through 7 games versus 17. So that's problematic. New England's won 5 straight, and May, you could argue, is looking like Josh Allen 2.0. So you don't want to get.
Does that mean better or just newer?
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both,
Okay.
potentially.
Nick used to
a little bit of both, potentially.
No,
So
the other way.
it's pretty rough if you're going back on the roller coaster, and then the young kid down the road is suddenly becoming the Superman of the division.
Wow.
Love it.
Good stuff,
Fantastic
Coach.
job.
That was very good.
Bruce gonna go.
Clockwise. What?
It's
You
Bruce.
fell for that? You told him to go?
You skipped me.
Gosh.
You skipped me. It goes
because-
clockwise. I was supposed to go.
No,
Nick
he passed.
He passed and gave it to me.
Yeah.
But that
You
doesn't
went
take
first.
away my chance.
but you went
I should have
first.
had the double first.
He's
You
right.
don't get a double
The
first.
double first. I should get some
He's right.
points. You docked me.
If you go
Go ahead,
first,
If you
Brew.
defer in
Go,
the NFL
Brew.
game, you don't
not
get
have
a
gone
first.
second.
Nick
Not have
deferred.
gone second.
Nick
I'm
deferred.
sorry.
He's right. Brew, you're obviously
No,
right. Go
you're
ahead.
We're gonna get
Wrong.
crushed. Never do it. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I got a good one.
Go.
hope so.
Please.
It's the double must win. All right. The Chiefs, they're the 7th seed right now. All right. If for all this talk about they're back and they're about to win the championship better than last year, they're the 7th seed.
Yeah.
And if they're in a tough division,
Yeah.
they're 3rd in their division. So if they need to keep winning. They got a tough schedule going forward.
Yep.
Several good teams. So you can't just, you got to get into the tournament. So they can't lose that. And then for the Bills, I get it that, you always beat the Chiefs in the regular season, so what's the big deal? Oh, the big deal is you haven't done jack this year. All right? No, I mean, they have not beaten a winning team.
No.
They're 0-1 against winning teams. Your
Where
Patriots.
have we heard that?
And here's the thing, Coach. They think they've turned the corner.
The Bills.
Yeah, because of the bye.
Yeah.
They came out of they go into the bye all beaten up. They have a bye week. They feel good. They get some things straightened out. They come out and crush Carolina. If they lose to the Chiefs, all of that is for naught. And you're back to wondering, my goodness, are we just beating up on tomato cans? And so it's a double must win.
Okay.
So, to add to the idea that it could be a double must win, what Wilds was alluding to, here is where the Bills and Chiefs have been in their own divisions, or I'm sorry, their records, whatever it is. Show it the graphic I have on this. Here's their records going
you
into
did
this
look it up.
matchup.
Great.
Yeah, I've
I
got
thought
it
it
for
was
you.
really
We didn't do where they are in the division because some of them were early enough in the year that it was like in 2021. I think the Chiefs were in 3rd in the division, but it's not indicative of where they are. Never has there been a spot where neither of these teams is in 1st in their division going into this game. To where this game has it's not that they're essentially default playoff teams already. That leads to it being a double must win, to Brew's point and to your lead. However, this is a must win for some individuals. And I understand it's not Thursday around 4:12, but this is a must win for Bill Simmons, Steven Ruiz, Mike Greenberg, Jim Rome, Joe Montana, Dominique Foxworth, Colin Cowherd, Kyle Brandt, Adam Shine, who are just 9 of the dozens of people who's declared, as if it were a statement of fact, well, Josh Allen's the best quarterback in football.
Yeah, because he is. Listen, I love how they want to talk about who the Bills beat. Who have the Chiefs beat? Are we serious right now? They lost to the Chargers. They lost to the Eagles. They beat the Giants. That's impressive. They beat the Ravens, who are obviously crumbling and are struggling to stay alive. They lost to the Jaguars, not a very good team. They beat the Lions. They did beat the Lions. Good job. And they beat the Raiders and they beat the Commanders. Why are we acting like the Chiefs have been beating great teams? They haven't at all. So that is an absolute bunch of nonsense. So I don't know why Mangini is like giving that take and Bruce giving that take. Makes absolutely no sense. But the reality is that I still think that it is a must-win for the Buffalo Bills, because I do feel that the Kansas City Chiefs feel a lot better about who they are as a team right now. That their record, their losses are like, well, we weren't healthy, we were suspended, blah, 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 blah. We're playing great ball. Yeah, we're beating some bad teams like the Commanders and the Raiders, but like we're still cooking the books and feeling good about beating the Ravens. And yeah, the Lions defense was really badly injured, but like we still beat them good, and their offense is great, and their offense couldn't do much on us, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so I just think that if you're watching these teams play right now, especially these last few weeks, you're going to feel significantly better about the Kansas City Chiefs. And I think that if the Kansas City Chiefs lost to the Buffalo Bills, they're still going to be incredibly resilient and feel that, hey, we're still a great team. We're a great team. We're a great team. We're a great team. Whereas if the Buffalo Bills lose this game, it's like, man, we are not as resilient or as great as we were in years past. Like we're losing some games that we almost always win. And so I do think that there is more weight on the shoulders of the Buffalo Bills right now. This does not constantly have to be reduced to just Josh Allen versus Patrick Mahomes. This is a team game, okay? I had already shown what the production that Josh Allen was getting out of his receivers and compared it to the production. I have a whole video breaking it down, and the production that Patrick Mahomes was getting out of his receivers. And even with worse receivers, which is not true, the Kansas City Chiefs were getting more production, higher catch percentage, more yak, like less drop. Like it was just successful more successful all around. So it gets a little old, especially when we see these guys play each other so much, right? They pretty much play each other twice a year, every single year practically. To constantly make like it's just one-on-one basketball, I think it was fun the first 9 times we saw it, but like I'd like to evolve past that, which is why the whole it's a must win, because if Josh Allen wins it, then Bill Simmons and blah 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 blah, and if they lose, it's proof. Well, again, Jalen Hurts beat Patrick Mahomes last 3 times. Jalen Hurts dominated Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. Was that proof that Jalen Hurts is better than Patrick Mahomes? I don't think anyone says that right now. And you know what? Even if you want to say, well, what about the accomplishments? Patrick Mahomes has more. That's fine. But then what about then just saying, who's been the better quarterback over these last couple of years? Jalen Hurts. And Patrick and yet Nick Wright wouldn't even concede that. So don't try to sell me on the idea that this game now convinces anyone of anything. Like don't sell me on that nonsense, because it's just that. It's absolutely just that. And this is what Nick now sets up, because he's like, this is Colin Cowherd and this or that. And then if the Bills win, he'll be like, yeah, well, so what? That's what they always win the regular season. They're the September, October champions. Doesn't matter. See you in the playoffs. And yet then if Patrick Mahomes wins, he's like, oh, see, Patrick Mahomes owns Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, blah, 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 blah. And so it's a lose-lose situation. It's a lose-lose situation. So I don't want to buy into it. I really don't. I don't want to buy into it. It's nonsense to me at this point. Maybe it's because I'm so tired, but it's just nonsense to me. But I still do think that the Chiefs feel better about the ball that they've been playing. I really do. When they were losing and when they were struggling, I do not think that they were like, it's because we're a bad team right now. Something wrong is with Mahomes. Do we need to move on from Andy Reid? Is Spags not a good enough defensive coach? Like when the Bills were losing, it's, oh my God, there's this roster, there's a problem with it. Should Sean McDermott get fired? Is Brady a good enough coordinator? Why aren't they running the ball? And like they were circling the drain, so to speak. And so I just don't think the Chiefs feel that energy at all. Now listen, the Chiefs obviously need to win from a playoff perspective, and that's totally fair. But when we talk about these must-win situations, I think obviously it's implied that we're looking beyond that. Right, because then you always got to win, and you always want to get better seeding. Then it's a must-win for the Bills too, because they got to lock down the number 1 seed and keep pace with the Patriots. So I'm never going to look at it that way. That's why they always make the joke about like the literal must-win versus must-win. This is definitely more from just like a narrative vibes, whatever perspective. And so I really do feel the Buffalo Bills, it's a must win for them. If they lose, I think you're going to feel really not good about the Buffalo Bills. If the Chiefs win, they're going to continue to feel great. And if the Chiefs lose, you're going to be like, yeah, you wanted to see them win. Obviously, if you're a Chiefs fan, you wanted to see them win. They wanted to win, but they're still getting their footing. They're still getting things together. They're still getting healthier, and they could continue to kind of explain it away in a way that I don't believe that the Bills have going for them, even though they're dealing with their own set of injuries and disconnects and whatnot. It's just that the Chiefs have earned that right to be a lot deeper, a lot more faith in their trio of coach, quarterback, right? Offense, defense, Mahomes. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think? Who do you think this is a must win for? The Buffalo Bills or the Kansas City Chiefs? Do you think it's a must win for Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Please try to have a real conversation about this, and don't just turn it into the whole Patrick Mahomes owns Josh Allen. Well, Josh Allen does blah, blah. Like, just why don't we try to have a real conversation about this game and what it means to both teams and the importance of it? Let's try to do that. Let's just try to do that rather than reduce it to, what has Josh Allen achieved in the playoffs, and it only matters in the playoffs, not the regular season. And it's like, it obviously matters, and it matters to the players as we can see how hard they go. But let me know your thoughts. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.